Yay, Chris is here. Chris is
Hang on.
here. We can start class.
We can do it. We can do it. Let me get right here.
We can
Let me
do
get right
it.
here. Okay. We're ready. Okay.
Ready. All right. Is this it? Yeah. Hey. You've reached Workout with Erica Nix and
Rocky, that's me. I'm Rocky. Oh yeah, hi. We're coming to you live here, unlive and live at YouTube and Patreon, and our live class Thursday night 6:30. It's time for class transitions. Ooh.
Yes.
We didn't even talk about the music. Like when we were gonna what kind of music we get to have today. What was your style of choice today? Where are you gonna go with, Erica?
So today we are doing some of my newer dances that are really fun. And let me see. Let's go over it first. How about that? You want to do that?
Oh, I'm so excited to learn a new dance. You have no idea.
We also want to tell everybody what we're doing after the dance in case you're tuning in, you're not sure you want to stick around.
You're totally right. You're totally right. I don't want people to miss the power time today, where we just talk about leveling up a certain move that I think all of us kind of dread sometimes. So today we're going to focus on powering up the push-up. That's right, the push-up. Push it. We're going to power up that push-up. We're going to talk about things like progression versus regression, making things more difficult, making them a little easier using props. Tools for priming a move and learning what muscles work for it, and then other building exercises. But first, let's let Erica get us a little warm, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, beautiful. Cool. All right. Sweet. Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, this is inspired because I literally used to be so like good at push. I mean, I'm still good at what I'm good, but I used to be able to do push-ups much easier. And this COVID life and with some of my new health stuff, I just started doing more of my cardio, which I love, and like laying off some of the strength stuff in order to like recover and figure out my new limitations. And now I'm feeling better. My push-ups need a lot of work. That's all I can say. That's all I can say.
That makes a lot of sense. My thing is I'm trying to learn how to do full pull-ups from my pull-up bar that I bought.
Oh, hell yeah.
And y'all wish me luck. Anyway, I'm so excited to learn a new dance, Erica. Great to see you. Love this. Let's start workout with Erica Nix and Rocky, I think.
Yeah. All right. So without the music, just to make it really slow, we're going to grab here, grab both back, then flap. You're just like flop, like you're like, like that game. And then you smack with straight arms. So it's really sharp. And then you push it to the side. Yes. Beautiful. And then you'll pretty much do the same thing again with but we walk to the side. And then we go, what, smack, cut, 1, 2, 3. Then there's other steps like this thing here, a little hip, right? And then a snap with some butt, and then you roll it around. But we go over that several times, so I'm not too worried about it. Also, please feel free to fuck it up all you want. I think the other thing that kind of makes my brain hurt is there's a single step, and a double step. It's one step touch, and double step touch. Then both arms, hut. Does that make sense? I feel like both things are simple alone, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then step, touch, double step, touch, double step, touch. Try up, down, double, up, down, double. Both arms, hut, double. Both arms, hut.
Don't even think about it. You're already there. Good job, everyone. You'll see me in a closer frame, so maybe you're sitting down and you're thinking, I'm not doing any of that. No, join me. Stay where you are. Just use your upper body, lower body. Do what you got to do.
Exactly. Do anything. Do it any way you want. Chair dancing is so fun. I actually, when I couldn't walk, I got winded, like very winded from just doing the arm stuff. Because if you're just doing your arms, I don't know, it's like you're working triple hard. It was very hard. It was exhausting.
Yeah.
So don't,
later, remind me. We should get into that later. Okay.
Yeah. Don't feel limited. We want this to be accessible for everybody. Okay. And if it doesn't feel that way, please let us know. One, two, three. Here we go. Walk it out. 2, 3, touch. 1, 2, 3. Get that grab. Go grab, bring it back. Smack, cut. Walk it side to side. Other way. Say what? Grab it out. Grab. Cut, smack. And foot forward and hips. Bring it down. And booty snap. Bring it round. Other way. Cut. Now bring it down. Body roll. Snap it out. And a circle. Here's a single step, double step. Single step. Both arms say what? Again. Bring it up. Cut. Then bring it down. Again. Bring it down. Walk. 2, 3, touch. Grab. Bring it back and smack. Walk it other way. Cut. Throw it down. Smack. Here we go. Forward, back. Hip. Bring it down. Snap it out. Roll it out. Other one goes front, back, hip. Bring it down. Booty and snap. And circle around. Walk it out. Step touch. Cut, grab. Bring it back and front. Walk it to the side. Say what? Cut, grab. Smack, cut. Again, front, back. Hip. Bring it down. Stab it, booty. Cut. Turn around. Again, front, back, hip. Bring it down. Stab it. Nice. How'd that feel?
That was awesome. I gotta tell you, Erica, I don't know how to work with you. I'm a human everybody.
Oh, wait a second. Rocky, I think without your microphone, it's hard to hear you a little bit. Can you say that again?
I was just saying that I don't know how you let me work with you. I'm the most uncoordinated person ever, but I love this.
You look like you were having fun, and you were definitely not the most uncoordinated. I've seen you dance in person as well. But
I'm can follow choreography, and I think when my mom watches this, which will happen, I think mom's gonna be like, "You don't have to try to dance on every beat, honey. You can pick some."
That is a good point, though. That is a good point.
Beat is
I can be a
right.
I can throw a pitch.
All right, we're gonna do I can turn a bad bring it down. These are both kind of like fun.
I can do both. I
feel like both these dances are like cooler than some of my 80s ones. You know, they feel sexy. Punch, right? Now, one arm, both arms, body roll. One arm, both arms to the front. Chest. What? So you can grab whatever you like. I should have said that beforehand, but just whatever feels comfortable to you. You don't have to grab anything, right? Here we go, open. Bring it down. Here we go. I bring it down. There we go, snail trail.
I can be a princess, I can be a king. I could be forever,
shoulder.
Could be just a fling. I can do both.
Smack.
I can do both. I can meet your
snail trail.
I could be for hire. I can make you move. I can start a fire. Do whatever cheeky
shoulder.
Thing that you desire. I can do both. I can do both.
One arm. Both arms. Body roll down. That's right. You got that body roll down. To the front. And chest. Whatever you feel like doing, right? Oh shit, I always forget. We're supposed to do that once, twice at a time. But okay, overhead, rainbow. Overhead, rainbow. Let's try that one arm again. One arm, both arms, bring it on down. One arm, both arms, bring it on down. To the front. Here we go. Huh. Bring it down, all the way. Again. Then open rainbow. Go through. Snail trail. I'm a little. Here we go. Punch, punch. Snail trail again, good. Shoot. Shoulder, shoulder. I can do both. I can do both. One arm, both arms, bring it on down. To the front. Here we go. Up and down. Overhead. Through. Overhead. Through. 1, 2. Bring it down, down. Yes, Rocky. Let me see your toes open. Fist punches. One last snail trail. Shoot. Shoulder, shoulder. I can do both. One arm, both arms. Other way. To the front. I don't remember. Honestly, my brain just farted so hard. I know, but we're good. We still have 10 more minutes, so I get to do whatever the hell I want for 10 minutes.
Can you hear me make a fart noise?
It did. It was the loudest. It was really amazing. I feel like I want to get a little bit away from the sexy and the both of those dances. The moves feel hyper femme to me, like, you know, drag queen femme a little bit. It is Todrick Hall after all. Come on. Hip. Yes. So you can grapevine or sachet. But this is one to really let go. Just feel silly and fun. And knees front. Bring it back. And forward. Bring it back. Now run and reach. Woo! And front and back. Yeah. Ha. Maniac out. Tornado. Maniac out. Crazy. Tornado. Sashay. 8 more. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Get that water. You know it. And front, knees. Bring it back. You've worked all your life for this moment in time. Man, I don't think I know what this song is about at all. And run and reach. I know what movie it makes me think of. Is that what it's about? Did they make this song for this movie? For Flashdance? Go crazy! Show up your mania! Tornado. Maniac out! Tornado! Sashay. Knees to the front. Bring it back. And front. Bring it back. Now run and reach. Woo! Cut. And front and back. Sashay again. Cut. Knees front. Now run and reach. Woo! And front and back. Sashay, sashay. Knee to the foot. Now run and reach. Front back. Maniac out. Go crazy, you sweet little maniac. Tornado. Maniac out. Tornado. All right. Hey, Rocky. I just want.
Rocky's power. There's music. It's supposed to be Rocky's power. That's
no,
right.
Not. We still have time. We still have time, actually. I have 5 more minutes to get us sweaty. But what I was thinking is maybe I would let you, if you have it, was gonna check in and see if you could add your microphone to you at all. Is that possible? I'll just unspotlight you and let you set that up. And then
Thank you.
Oh, once removed, we'll be unable to. No, I don't want him to. I'm not trying to remove Rocky.
Okay, I'll just turn my camera. Let's turn my camera off.
No, I got it. I did it. I figured it out. I removed the spotlight. Cool.
You read that for my power time. Yeah.
But I can see that you're saying cute things, so I can't hear you. So here we go. And we still have 5 more minutes. So we are good. Rocky and I were scheming over class, and it unfortunately cut into our getting ready time. So you can jump with those knees or not. And there's a single, double. Single, double. You can use those straight arms, and then you're running. Okay, so you jump 2, 3, 4. Or just walk it out. And knees 2, 3, 4. Again. Now single, double. Single, double. Single, double. Run. Twist away. And to the front. Shake it. Bounce 1, 2, 3, 4. Knees 2, 3, 4. Single, double. Run. Twist, shout, twist, shout, twist. And to the front. Push it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Knees 2, 3, 4. Single, double. Run. Twist away. And to the front. Push it. And jump. 1, 2, 3, 4. Knees 2, 3, 4. Single, double. Run. Twist away. You can make that a full twist and a jump. To be honest, I just realized how unsupportive my sports bra is. So I'm kind of jumping lighter to save my breast tissue. It's true. Single, double. And run. So go as hard as you can or want. But I'm just going to lightly twist. Twist and shout. You got it. and to the front. And push it, push it, push it. And jump 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Single, single, double. Run. Yes. Woo. All right. So, right after this song, I feel like we're done. This will be a nice little cool down to the cardio part, right? Here we go. Off with your head. Bring it down. To the front. Bring it back. Turn. Nice it out. Dark. It's very dark. And shake it off. Shake it off. Other way. Shake it off. Shake it off. Then to the side. Then hands follow knees again.
You hear me? Yo, can you hear me now?
Again.
Yeah.
It's pretty quiet.
Working on me. Working.
Here we go. To the side. And walk it out with those knees. Cut. Now, shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Or just jump it. And you're like, what? Look scared. Again, shake it out. Jump it out. Shake it out. Jump it out. You're like, what? Oh, no. Oh, looking through the fog. What's out there? Dipping down. Then walking through the clouds. Then through the forest. There you go. Off with your jump it out. Walk it to the front. Bring it back. Turn. Twice. Roll it out. Other way. Again. Looking through the fog. Ducking through the fog. Now maybe you're moving through something like a spider web in a forest. Again. Dip it down. Looking through. Forest. Arm. Arm. You're just getting weird with it. Zombie style. 5, 6, 7 hips. Shake it off, shake it off. Shake it off, shake it off. Side to side. 2, 3, 4. Cut. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shake it off, shake it off. 1, 2. We do 3 of these again. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So off with your head. To the front. Turn. Yeah, roll it out and jump. Here we go. Off with your head. To the front. Turn. Roll it out. Other way. Just that head. And jump it out. To the zombie. Now we'll just do that head. No jump. Yes.
I'm trying, and I think it's louder, but with the music off, it's better. Please. Chris is shaking yes.
Yeah, let's just turn the music off, and then people can put on whatever music they want.
Yeah, let's do that part. I think we're going to have to cut here anyway, and then we're going to still say, hey, what's up? We're going to show you all a little bit about how to power up your push-up. First things first, let's talk a little bit about progression versus regression. First thing you'll need to do is find a wall or maybe a high countertop or maybe even your bed to be a little bit higher. Instead of being on the ground for our push-up, we're going to find our first surface. So Search around. Maybe you got a chair, but chair should be second. We want to try something a little higher than a chair. If you can't locate that, that's okay. You're going to be able to practice your push-ups standing straight up with me. But I want you to try to find a wall or someplace like that, okay? Now, a progression is when you do something to make the feeling of doing the exercise move more challenging. So tap side to side with Erica to stay in a nice active rest place. We are gonna find our wall, and I'm gonna show y'all exactly what you're gonna do. Pretend I have a wall here. We're gonna place our hands a little bit wider than our shoulders, and we're gonna put them on a wall or a higher surface, and we're gonna first just do a very small bend in the elbows and push off. We're gonna create a little bit of that pressure off of a wall, okay? Then we would go into a halfway down position on a chair, and then we might go halfway down and then push up, creating a more and more gravity as we get to the ground. Then we might try going down to the ground and doing a push-up all the way down or halfway down and back up using our knees. And then the ultimate move, the thing that most people recognize as a push-up, feet into a plank position, hands into a plank position, and then do a full push-up, pushing through the back, and then sitting up into a full plank position. Now, some people like to use height. Some people like to be on their knees. It's up to you, but we're going to give you a couple of options. So the first things first we're going to try is we're going to lay on our backs and we're going to do some dead bugs. This is going to teach us how we can engage our core, how we can engage our arms, and where we should be positioned when we finally get in push-up position. We'll have great form. You might need things like blocks or things for your knees that are soft. Get into a comfortable position for me, laying face up, and we'll begin powering up your push-up. Thank you, Erica, for keeping us warm. If you're still feeling warm, great job. Get some water and then get on the flow. If you're not pushing up with us today, you're welcome to sit and watch and learn, but you're also welcome to sit right where you are, push-up position, and press into the earth. Pretend like your whole body is moving through molasses. You'll still get a great lift and pump. So now we're laying on our backs. You see Erica is doing a great job bringing the knees up. And now we're going to place all of the bottom of our feet on the ground. And we're going to place our hands on the ground. And we're going to talk about a dead bug. So a dead bug is taking one knee and bringing it up closer to your chest, but just above your hip. And then the shin is facing the ceiling, parallel to the ceiling. And your foot is pushing away from your head almost. And the opposite arm elbow would go from the opposite arm on the left side towards the knee. That's one option where you are just bringing the elbow and knee together and holding it. You can also add a prop in this moment where you place a block between and try to just hold the block here. What does this do? You can relax out of that if you like, Erica, or show the opposite side, but it creates tension forces across the abdomen, kind of this great locomotion effect that our body does when we're running, when we're moving, and it starts to prime all of these muscles that we're going to have to work. So a dead bug can look like this, and Erica's going to show you a few variations, and we'll try that for a while, probably just a few seconds before we move through. Excellent. When you extend the lever length or make your arms and legs long, it creates more tension on the core muscles, especially deeper, things like that. So choose what you do. Maybe you want to just try the legs. Maybe you just want to march and press the bottom part of your hips into the earth. Press the top of your shoulders into the earth. Relax your face and just focus on lifting the knee to above the hip and the shin parallel. You can tap your hands, and then you can move into what Erica's doing. You can slowly move back and forth to that, and that's your dead bug. Now, pause for a moment and notice what in your body has worked. Your core might feel a little bit engaged. You might pooch that out and make it nice and round. You might breathe all the air out and relax your shoulders down. Notice if your shoulders are at your ears. We don't want that. Squeeze those down and engage those little wings in the back. Pull those shoulder blades together. Now try doing those dead bugs again, moving in and out of the dead bug position. Try keeping the shoulder blades kind of a little bit more engaged, Try the lever length, try opposite things, and also try splaying out into a starfish pattern at some point. So going all four limbs in each direction and then back into your middle position. These are variations of moving the appendages away from the body to create stability in the core no matter what's happening with the limbs. Super important when it comes to push-ups and core strength, everyone. Take a few more moments, and then I want you to go into a little bit more of an active rest. Feet placed on the ground, nice and wide outside the hips. Windshield wiper the knees slightly and slowly back and forth. And then we'll move on.
I can't really, I can hear you mostly, but you might have to demonstrate some of it because I don't know that I'm able to show it just by your words because I'm not that talented.
Oh, I thought you were doing a brilliant job. I was describing what you were doing more than having
Oh,
you
you were?
describe what I was. Yes, but I'm sorry you can't hear me. I hope the recording comes out good.
It is. It's just on my computer.
Oh, you're
Like
great.
I'm far
No,
away from
I
it.
was just describing what you were doing so people could understand. You can follow Erica for like examples. But yeah, the next thing we're going to do is move into our fake push-up. So from this position, Erica's going to put the legs straight out and then lay still facing up. And what we're doing is pushing up towards the sky. And our palms are acting like we have two pizza pies and we're handing them up to little baby Jeebus in the sky. And what I want you to do when you do this is notice where the backs of your shoulders are. Are they off the mat or the floor? Try to press them down into the floor and feel very secure as if your shoulders are glued to the floor. That might make your heels and your knees pop up. Now press those heels down into the ground as well. Press them in and prime the whole back of your body. Your wrists might start to feel like, ugh, I need to do some wrist circles. This is feeling a little bit much. But this is giving you signals to your brain. Do you feel like your wrists can handle you getting in a push-up position with no support? Pull your core up and in, and then breathe out really big with a big sigh. Press the backs of your hips into the earth, and try if you can to bend the knees a little. I want you to notice how your knees bending a little takes pressure off your low back. Now squeeze the sides of your core and press the low back towards the earth. Don't flatten it. You're holding a push-up position by pressing your heels into the ground, and you're just pretending like you're in a plank, but upside down. Now imagine your elbows start to bend with me. Imagine you're doing a fake push-up, and your elbows are going down to the ground, and they meet the ground. But when you're in a push-up, you need to push against the ground right now in the fake push-up, because when you're in a push-up, your elbows go behind you, don't they? Right?
Yeah.
So when you press into your elbows, you might feel, as you're pressing your elbows into the earth, your low back is trying to come off the ground. You might feel that your heels are stopping, not pushing into the earth. Push those heels in, push those hips into the earth, push the elbows into the earth, push the head into the earth, push the back of the shoulders into the earth. Breathe out with a sigh and pull the core in 360 degrees like a corset around your body. And try to breathe deeply in for a few seconds and out for a few seconds and hold this. If you need to relax, relax fully. Arms down by your side. You can bring your knees back up and just gently windshield wiper. This might really agitate the low back. You want to be easy with these fake push-ups. Some people go straight to real push-ups. Try this first. Hear the message from your body. Nurture the body. I have low back issue right now. So I'm giving myself a little bit of windshield wiper. One knee is dropping in. One is staying stationary. One other side. And I'm staying active. But notice what hurts. Notice what not even hurts is sensitive right now. My wrists, the back of my shoulders, my low back. These are the messages you need to listen to and organically stretch through before we move you into powering up your push-up. This is called priming the movement. This tells you what you need to know to do a powerful push-up. I need to keep my core going, need to keep the back of my head aligned with the back of my hips in the same line. I need to make sure that my elbows extend behind me, but at a 45-degree angle to my body so I don't bring too much pain into any one section of the body. These are some tips I recommend for powering up your push-up. Now we'll move into actual push-ups, okay? So kind of start to work your way into sitting up with me, let your blood rush and kind of renormalize. Move yourself into maybe sitting on a block or a pillow if you like, as we begin to move into our laying face down. One of the things we're going to start is going to tabletop. That's hands and knees like you're crawling like a baby. So as I start to get into my hands and knees position, I'm going to check my wrists. And if I need an elevation, I'm going to take a block and I'm put my hand on that block and I'm going to hang my fingers off the front of the block. Hanging my fingers off the front of the block elevates my wrists, and that's my number 2 or 50 tip about getting a great push-up. Keep the fingers down, but keep the wrists slightly elevated to not hyperextend the wrist. This will help you get a little more push-up out of your push-up when your elbows go back. Great. So the other thing is, let's go to our tabletop, and I want you to rock back and forth, hips to your heels, and then I want you to bring your shoulders past your fingertips slightly and back. This is stretching the wrists and also tucking the toes under. Hips to heels is stretching those toes. Tell me the last time you stretched your toes like this, where you felt them spread out, where you felt your hips kind of feel a little bit more liquidy. You know what I mean when I say liquidy. Try not going just back and forth. Try going side to side and in circles. Move naturally and organically, allowing all the joints of movement for this exercise. They need to be lubricated. You might move one hand forward like you're a tiger that's stretching out and about to take a little bit of a nap. You might put one leg out and the opposite arm out and just pendiculate, pressing the heels and the toes and the hands and the heel of the hands into the earth, over and over, moving back and forth. The core, you may have forgotten. Don't forget when you were face up, your core had to still be a little engaged. Remember your shoulders should be down away from the ears and engaged through the back of body between the shoulder blades. Now go back to tabletop. Tuck the tops of the feet down so that they're touching the earth and sit back and let your knees stretch. And then I want you to reach behind you as if you're trying to do a big rainbow arm like we did with Erica dancing, and reach behind you and put your hand on the ground behind you. Pancake, hand on the ground behind you. You may or may not find that progressing. This is a regression. I'm giving you one side instead of both sides. But what I'd love to see is someone be able to sit in this position of kneeling, 2 rainbow arms behind them, great arm mobility, and then put pancake hands behind them so that you're almost in a reverse plank, crab, half kneeling. Your hips are still touching your heels, and you're focusing on your chest going forward. The next tip I'm going to give you is flexibility in all things. Push-ups alone cannot give you power. You must also use flexibility and strength in combination. So this move stretches the front of your biceps, some of your forearms, the wrists get a stretch, your knees and quads. And as you engage the hips and shift them towards the sky, ooh-wee. When you push them glutey booties in and you push that hip to the sky, the front of the hip to the sky, you get another big, deep stretch into those quads. And these are muscles that I want to encourage you to always be checking in on, big muscles. Now you can come out of that and shake it off a little. We're about to try our first half push-up. We're going to keep our knees on the ground. We might use our props to protect our wrists. And we're going to walk ourselves to tabletop and then ultimately walk our knees and our hands away from each other until the back of our hips matches the back of our head. Our bottoms of our feet are still on the ground, and now you're pushing the tops of your feet on the ground, and they're pushing into the earth, and they're creating 2 kickstands for you. Your toes are little kickstands, spread them out. The tops of your feet are little kickstands, spread those out. Spread the bones of the tops of your feet and make a big foundation for you to press off of. I mentioned to Erica that there's a reason why we can't do some moves without stability. Push-ups are one of those. You need the earth's gravitational pull and the forces against it to make a good push-up work. And you have to use your body, your bottom body, pressing the knees into the ground, pressing the shins into the ground, pressing the tops of your legs as that might fit for your body. If that works for you, pressing it into pillows behind you, and then straighten those hips and that head. So when you're doing a first little bend of those elbows and loading the body, you can see, oh, that hurts my wrists, I need to adjust. Find your perfect push-up position now. Take your time, figure out, can I do a full push-up in this? If I just bend my elbows a little, does that hurt? Sit back, rest your wrists, get back in and out of the push-up. Another tip. Your push-up is already good when you start with good form, okay? So press the tops of your feet in, come into a little bit of tension, not too much into the core. Some people think, I gotta pull my core in. No, the organs should fall forward slightly, allowing for breath and blood to go through the body. You don't wanna hold your breath. You wanna be able to hold a full conversation in a plank position. Spread your hands out when they're in contact with the earth. Put them slightly wider than the shoulders. Bend the elbows slightly, push up. Bend the elbows slightly, squeeze the shoulder blades together, push up, and sit up and take a break. These are your beginning priming movements of the top of your plank. We are now going to lay on the ground face down. Take a few breaths. And then we'll move into doing the same slight movement, but now from the ground and slightly up 1/2 inch. Starting from the bottom of this push-up on the knees, I put my chest on the ground. My tops of my feet are on the ground. My knees are on the ground. My thighs are pressing into the earth. My hips, front of hips, I'm pushing the front of my hips into the earth. Now I have an incredibly limber spine that feels stable, and I can push up into my cobra, or I can stay on these knees and just push up slightly off the ground with my push-up position, keeping my knees on the ground. My quads come slightly off the ground, and that's only as high as I'll go. Small push-ups from this position are great starts. Sometimes the hardest part is getting off of this particular position. That's when we find our wall. Welcome, everybody. You've made it. Let's find our wall or our elevated surface. We're going to start our push-ups high in the earth. Take your time standing up like Erica just did. Nice and gentle, beautiful spine. Find you a wall. And what I want you to do is I want you to do 3 super slow push-ups on the wall. I want you to think about everything we just learned. Take your time and do 3 wall push-ups. You can start at a wall, or if you don't have a wall, you can be with me. And just gently do 3. Close your eyes if you like. Engage the muscles. Don't forget that core. And just do the push-ups. Imagine you're doing your push-ups. This is teaching your brain. I want us to do a pushing motion, brain. If you don't mind, does this move serve me? Is a question I ask myself often. Push-ups aren't for everyone, but you can power up your push-up. After you've done your 3, I want you to take a little bit of time to stretch. I prefer stretching from the wrist through the shoulder. I'll take a few seconds on each thing, but not too long, because I'm just trying to a little bit check in before I go down to the next move, which is halfway, some kind of chair. The other halfway you can do is a pillow that you use as an elevated surface. So you're still doing mostly a full push-up, but you got a nice kind of uneven surface, another hack for powering up your push-up. Don't do every push-up on the ground. Try uneven surfaces. Here's some of my favorites. An exercise ball. If you've never tried to do a push-up on an exercise ball, you should, but do so carefully. It is a real thing. I see Erica's making fun of me.
No, I'm not.
I can see Erica is laughing gently at the ridiculousness of me humping this ball right now, but we're gonna do it for science. Listen, when you can't row a boat if you're standing, except for if you're in a standing paddleboard, but it's designed for that. This is not designed for you to do a push-up on. This is when we wake up in the morning and we're in a bed and we have to get out of a marshmallow, a literal marshmallow, to arise for the day. That's the only time we do that motion. Maybe you should consider that you do it more often. Maybe flip those wrists upside down and stretch and figure out how your body best lifts you up. Do you get out of bed like you're doing a push-up, or do you use a fist, or do you use a handle? Think about your body and what it wants. I use unstable surfaces in my push-ups to really challenge things that I've never tried to challenge before. Like, how do my triceps work if I'm only halfway on a bouncy ball and this is the only thing I can do? My core comes into play. My triceps are working hard. I'm unstable. My brain is having to actively recruit more power. That's a body hack. That's another thing I recommend. So,
Yeah. And a couch or a bed can be like that, as you said.
Exactly. All you need is something a little bit squish, I think. So
I have my costume box. My leotard box is all I got right now.
Safety always. I recommend if you don't know the limits of whatever you're using, start on your knees, 3 push-ups in an elevated position before we go to our final real push-up on the ground. Y'all, what else I'm doing is I'm progressing us. I'm showing you lots of little bitty portions of it. So when you do your first 3 real push-ups, everything's activated. Everything is working together. If Erica goes here on the knees and seesaws, is it different than if Erica puts the feet on the ground at the same time as the knees?
Oh.
And presses the top of the hips, the top of the feet into the earth? Is it different? Does one feel different than the other? The seesaw method on the knees or the foot method? These are the things that you are trying to determine for yourself. Every body is different, and therefore you need this Power Your Push-Up Clinic. You're welcome. This is Workout with Erica Nix and Rocky, our Thursday night program. You can get this program on Patreon, workoutwithericanix.com. Okay, let's move into our final push-up position, everyone. We've made it. You're about to power up your push-up. Take your time.
Powered up.
Take your time, stretch it out like you did before. If you might want to try that little, power up method of reaching back. I use this guy for that too. Oh, this one here is so lovely. I recommend getting you one of these. Get yourself in a position where when you get into your push-up, whether you're on your knees, recommend starting there, or if you power up and you go to your actual plank, or if you power up again and you go into a pike, or you power up again and you just put your feet up on the wall and do straight up handstand push-ups wherever you are today. I believe in your power to do 3 strong push-ups in each position you want to try. This is your clinic. Please enjoy me showing you push-ups that I've learned how to do. Excellent. And Erica, if you got any tips, now's a great time as we're kind of all doing our push-up fun. I welcome you to do that for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that typically the way that you think about push-ups, the progression that Rocky has done is 100%, 100p true, but also it's just like squats, changing up and making variety is going to be best for your body. And so while one here is technically harder than on an elevated place, if you only do them on the floor, you might find the elevated ones to be actually harder because they're hitting a different place in your pecs. So it's always good to just like change it up,
I love that. Yeah, that's a good reason for why I like to change two things about my push-ups. I don't do the same kind of series twice. I changed the hand position from diamond as far as wide grip goes, based on what my body can do. And I try my best to try to change up how long it takes me to go down and come up. I may go 5 seconds down and a power up and things like that that kind of give me that little bit of edge. In addition to that, so vary it up.
Vary it up. I guess the last thing I would say is that if you have if this, if you want to do a negative push-up, that's the only one that might be accessible to people if they didn't find something that worked for them. I mean, the wall, I guess if you have no walls, but a negative push-up would be just lowering yourself down really slowly. And you could do that from your knees as well. And then you can just get up however you need to. So that's how a lot of, that's how.
And I love that tip because I feel like that's something that I personally have to remember. And
I love a
would say
negative
that-
push-up. I love it.
Yeah, it's a really good one. I wish I would have learned that earlier in my life. The same with like not everything is stepping up. Sometimes you have to also remember to do step downs and like box hops down.
Yes.
I hurt myself coming down the stairs sometimes, because I forget to like exercise that.
Yeah. And actually that's when most people, when they feel sore from stairs, it's usually from going downstairs because you're working your muscles eccentrically. And for whatever reason, that's makes people more sore. So it's a little tidbit, a little titty.
Little titty for you from us. I wanted to show something for the bruh, right? The bruh that's watching right now. They're like, is this a workout? I don't think it is. I think powering up your push-up gives you a lot of options. You can learn new things. So I'm going to give y'all my favorite tip for even the people out there watching that think they know everything about push-ups. I'm going to recommend that you try the dive bomber push-up. And that means that you go from a pike position to a cobra position while in a plank. And I believe that if you don't have that mobility, this is your next place. I want to get something for everyone, Erica. So I'll show you all a dive bomber.
Yeah, please.
So we go into our little bit of a pike. You can bend those knees to start and then kind of work them out. As soon as you get into a good down dog, you begin the push-up. I will recommend that you bring that 45-degree angle and bring your forehead down first and then slide into your cobra before you reverse it and push yourself back up into your pike position. You're going basically through a fluid motion that takes you through your plank and into your cobra. And the lower and the more bent your knees are and the more animalistic you are, the more you will get into this move. It is essentially that move snake, but with
going backwards is really confusing for me. But that's cool. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. You can comment down below if that one got you.
Awesome. And then I'm just going to stretch out our pecs, right? The way we did earlier. I like to use a wall. How you feeling, Chris?
Oh, got a thumbs up from Chris. That always means we did a good job.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to choose a surface like my ball to do my kneeling, but I love the one Erica's doing. I also recommend a door frame.
Oh yeah. And just to give you a compliment, Rocky, I definitely felt on the floor doing that. I don't know what you call it. Imagination push-up. It's hard for me to slow down and do things that look easy. And so at first I felt kind of impatient. And then when you said, like, is your lower back touching? I was like, oh my God, my lower back is not touching. And that's the exact issue I was telling you. I noticed on my push-ups when I was doing them for my own workout the other day and realizing how I don't know, just how the quality of my push-ups and the amount and this year have gone down. And I could really tell that my core was not staying tight. And so it was like an automatic, like, oh yeah, like I do need to refresh these titties. I mean, these
little titties that we show.
I gotta, yeah. Same thing.
tidbitties. We want
Pretty bitties. I need to know it too. Sometimes you forget.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, it wasn't until I took the yoga course, right, that I started to learn the value of like how yoga philosophy is about using the body's own, like what's natural for us, right? So as babies, we learn how to crawl, and we know how to like use our body a little bit better to like crawl and use our whole body to crawl, and then we lose it over time. And I had to be reminded of some of these tips because I was just like out here trying to like force myself to do push-ups, even though they were really not working for me, you know? And once I started finding stability in my positioning in the move and having respect for form and functionality, that's when I really saw my power up my push-up. I hope that's been helpful today, though.
Yes. Thanks for joining me, Rocky. And thank you,
you so much.
Chris.
Thank you
You guys
so
rock
much.
as always.
Yeah.
Yeah.